r/AskReddit. What's some popular self-care self-love advice that is actually really toxic? If they can't handle my worst, they don't deserve my best. Funny how those people are always at their worst. They are the worst. I consider anyone who ever says this to be radioactive, so I stay miles away. I remember being on dating sites and some women using that in their info. Automatic nope lol. Always trust your feelings. This advice is everywhere. No, oftentimes our feelings require introspection to work through them and make positive change. Sometimes those feelings are just bull stuff, hungry thoughts. That you should expect unconditional support, love and acceptance from friends or romantic partners. Popular idea, but if people really care they will tell you when you are harming yourself or others rather than just keep the vibe chill. Unconditional support does not mean they go along with whatever you want. It means they care about you and support you, even when you make bad decisions. And sometimes, supporting you means telling you how it is. Live your truth. There is a fine line between authenticity and being an stuff hole. I've yet to meet a person who uses "I'm speaking my truth" who didn't clearly mean I don't care how incorrect or hurtful what I'm about to say is. If you don't accept it, you're disrespecting me. Edit. To clarify, since some replies are bringing up specific people. I don't know much about celebrities. I was mostly thinking of a former coworker who would use the phrase constantly when being blatantly wrong, but still expecting to be accommodated for her preferred reality. Ignore the haters. Sometimes the haters are people who love you and want to warn you of potential pitfalls such as MLMs, stuffs, bad relationships, etc. Update. A few people are saying that the definition of haters is, essentially, only people who are hating for the wrong reasons. I agree, that's what this advice intends to communicate. Basically, don't pay any attention to people who project consistent irrational negativity your way. My concern is that this phrase is so easily misapplied as a self-love mantra, which ultimately serves to keep some vulnerable people from listening to the valid and well-intentioned concerns of loved ones. It can be used by a manipulative person to keep victims' vulnerable followers in line. I like haters gonna hate better because it implies there is a pattern. Like, oh, that person is always hating, so of course they're hating now. But if your sister is usually supportive, and definitely not a hater by nature, and is suddenly very concerned that your relationship is abusive, listen up. I think it comes down to the idea that you have arguably more to lose by disregarding a well-intentioned friend than by paying attention to an ill-intentioned one. I appreciated the feedback and did not find any of you to be haters. I have a friend who is very sucked into the girl boss subculture that has her working all hours on a business that makes no money, then doing self-care in the form of spending the little money she makes on manicures or expensive beauty products that other people have told her are self-care. Self-care and self-love is sometimes admitting that you need to stop perusing something that isn't working and is making you miserable, even if it's what you thought you wanted and even if everyone is telling you to keep going and not to give up. Edit. She's not in an MLM, although they're awful and I wish they were banned. She's in the fashion industry making amazing handmade one-offs, extremely talented. She enjoyed it when it was a hobby or something she did on the side and enjoys when she gets to work on community projects. But when she has commission she puts them off until the last minute due to depression, then tries to fit into the hustle culture by staying up all night finishing things. It's a horrible cycle to be in. I also wanted to clarify that I don't think that it's a bad thing to treat yourself as part of self-care, but she largely buys into this as part of that kind of Instagram culture, putting photos of her nails up as # self-care etc. I love her, and as a therapist it's hard to see her go through this without any help. She's been largely failed by our mental health care system, who've lied to her about her missing appointments they never told her about etc. Advice to surround yourself only with positive people. If you're willing to cut people from your life when they are a bit down, that's a recipe for people hiding the negatives in their life from friends, only discussing the positive and having mostly superficial friendships, for fear of you being cut out of their lives. Not saying you need to keep people in your life who are treating you badly, but we all go through times when we are up and times when we are down. Friends give you their time through both. There's no wrong way to parent. As a child of stuff, there are absolutely wrong ways to parent. Frankly, I'm of the opinion that the majority of chronic mental illnesses are the result of stuffy parenting practices, because stuffy parenting can stuff up every body system. Every parent should consult a child psych professional just like they consult a pediatrician about their child's well-being. They are professionals who have the education to read research studies regarding child development and can direct a parent on how to raise a healthy child. Edit. I came back to a lot of notifications from this and was really braced for today to become a bad day, but y'all are so genuinely kind. It's nice to feel heard on this kind of thing when you have such a personal experience with it. Thank you for making today a little more wholesome, friends.